So I believe that some of us struggle with forgiveness because we don't have the right understanding about it. Because I used to think that, and still struggle with it, that forgiveness mean that the relationship come back together, or that I should be able to go out to eat with this person. I should be able to go do things with them. I should buy them all these skills. It's like I have to prove that I forgave them. And that's not what forgiveness really is. Forgiveness is just a letting go. It's a letting go of that offense. It's a personal choice. And sometimes there is no reconciliation, there is no change that come after that because, the relationship is broken and maybe there's no need, for y'all to go back and reconcile that. It's just, you have to just forgive, let go, and go your separate ways. And I know that's a whole separate conversation to have because some of us, we either haven't taught or we grew up seeing people around us practice forgiveness in a way that it's like they say they forgive people, but they're trying to force something that doesn't need to be forced. It's like they're not trying to really reconcile. It's like they're just trying to look past, they forgive the offense, but they're trying to look past everything this person do after that. It's like there's no change, there's no talk, and reconciliation is a real thing, and it does take two people, and sometimes that's not able to happen. Maybe because of what has happened, or maybe because the friendship maybe was not supposed to be started, or maybe y'all weren't supposed to be in a relationship. Like there's a lot of truths that come out when these relationships and these friendships start falling apart, or maybe a business thing fall apart, or wherever that fish show up, the truths that do come out there. But these just my thoughts and just thinking out loud is that you have to come to a place in your life, which I'm coming to now, that you want to break that yoke off your neck. You don't want to always carry that fence. Just you just carry it everywhere, you know, and not trying to get my words mixed up or anything, but I do get it that because of the hurt, that it's sometimes hard to let go, especially where that hurt comes from. For me, and I even said this for another video, that the deepest hurts really do come from like family and so-called people that say they were close to you. And it hurts that you go to them for them to be like that safety for you. You go to them for their advice. You go to them for them to be that just that voice of wisdom. You go to them for that courage and inspiration. But all you get from them is just the gossip. All you get from them is just the tearing down, or you hearing what people, you hear from other people what they're saying about you, and that is a even more deeper, hurtful thing because it's one thing for you to hear your family members talk about you, or people that may be in a relationship with talk about you. Like you can, you're there in the midst. But it's another thing when you hear from somebody else's lips that they were saying things. And for them not to have that boldness or just even a little bit of confidence to come to you if they had an issue with you or not. So I get it. I understand that that's not always an easy thing, but you don't want that to always control you because people can change, they really can. Family members can change, people can open their eyes up about stuff. And even me, I know my attitude was not always the greatest, and that was due to dealing with some deeper things. And not everybody knew that. They just may have thought, okay, that was just you, but did not know some of the things that were going on inside, even in my personal, situations. So, forgiveness, when you really think about it and think about how you were in life and, when you truly needed that forgiveness, you had to look at people a certain way because we really don't know why people make the choices that they make. We don't know why they act a certain way. And yes, I do believe there's always a reason behind things. And, we may not know it up front, but when we, start to sit and talk with people, and that's where relationship come from, that we start to understand. Now, it doesn't mean that gives people an excuse to act any kind of way, but you also, just have to be able to not allow that stuff to control you. And it is crazy how some of us can miss out on our entire lives and just, miss out on the blessings that God wants to give us because we still hold on to unforgiveness and we still hold on what people said or did. And I get it. For me, I feel like another thing that I struggle with when it comes to forgiveness is that the resentment I had, and that resentment came from just unspoken expectations, not having the conversations I need to have with people. And it's like I want to go back and say what I need to say, but would that really change anything? Like once I get to know who a person is, or when they reveal who they are, what will I say would change that? They already showed me that's who they are. So me going back to have a conversation to make them see it my way, especially when their heart, is not really for me like that, it's almost like a waste of time. Not saying that you cannot have the conversation, but you just have to understand that, some things don't need to be reconciled. Some things you need to go back to. You have to also be okay with just letting that go. I can't make people act a certain way around me. I can't make them feel a certain way about me. I can't make them like me, to a certain extent because a certain extent because that's their choice. That's their free will. And I know some of us, it's like we have that people pleasing, in us that we want them to like us. We think we want them to like understand us, but that's their choice. And it's okay to walk away from that. My prayer is, it has been like this lately for me in my prayer time, that my prayer is that I want to be surrounded by the people that really are right for me, being in a good community and being around the right people, people that are those examples of forgiveness, those examples of love, and that truly value who I am, and not waste my time trying to make people that showed me that they don't value me and they don't really care about me like that. Trying to just get them to understand and see I need to let them go because here's another thing. Sometimes, we think that holding on to people is going to make us forgive them. And we don't realize that we gotta let the offense go. Hold on to them is not gonna make the forgiveness just make it just automatically, and I guess make it easy thing. That's something that you have to do. And I did say want to do, because yes, you have to desire to forgive, but that's something you have to do. You gotta let it go because that's just like a weight. And I'm not saying this, just to be harsh or anything like that. I'm saying this from experience. I know that we can just carry around this yoke around our necks over things that people have done to us. And it's like they go on with their lives. But we're sitting up here still carrying around and we're allowing it to control us, control how we move, control how we talk, control where we go, instead of letting those things drop to the floor.